What's going on, YouTube? Challenger round for the Battle of the Titans continues on. Today we have Jaeger challenging who may be considered the best player in all of Risk 1v1s, Sap. This should be a good one. We're gonna jump right in. Jaeger's been challenging some of the top players in the top 8. Right now we got Sap in brown, Jaeger in blue. We're gonna check some spots here. We're gonna have an insta block for Sap. Let's actually look at Sap's spots as we go around the map. So we have Sap up here in Siberia. He also has Fallbird. He had that Crete block. He does have Wales, and he also has Kaliningrad. It looks like Jaeger should probably see this. We'll see if he keeps an eye on this down here. He is going to get Georgia. At the same time, Jaeger has an easy Sardinia to take. He's also going for Scotland up here. He could do Sammy as well. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I cannot believe Jaeger actually not seeing this yet. Okay, yep, that's really bad. So Sap takes Crete. He should not have had that opportunity to take Crete here. And Sap is gonna get Siberia in time as well. Jaeger, he's using that last the extra gold, the bounty, to take Sammy, start that off. So we have a 12 to 11. 11 because Jaeger got Scotland. And Sap taking this now and going instantly into Greece here. And Jaeger spawning at the top right base of Greece. And oh, this could actually be really good for Jaeger or for Sap. We're going to see what happens here. Jaeger's going to get Macedonia now. Sap is going to have these 3 bases, though, and that's really going to threaten this base that Jaeger just took. Oh, boy. All right. Jaeger also coming down here into Israel, so he's going to do some Mid-East expansion. Sap gonna wrap up Albania, and yeah, this actually is really unfortunate for Jaeger. So Macedonia is completely threatened now. Jaeger does have 4 gold. He's gonna spend it here. He's moving his troops back, and let's see Sap. Okay, so Sap not gonna be able to push this bottom base yet, and that actually really limited his expansion this turn. He did get. Did he get anything this turn? Let's find out. All right, so he did expand a little bit. I think he did get finish up Kaliningrad, I believe. Um, and he got the Albania, obviously. So now he's going to go Italy. But look at this. Jaeger also has a block here in Italy. Jaeger might spend there. If Jaeger's watching on the map, Jaeger actually has really good blocks to kind of contain Sap from his expansion. The fact that he didn't hold that kind of sucks, though, because now Jaeger's going to be able to, or sorry, Sap is going to be able to come up here into Italy. He's going to be able to get Switzerland. And now he has a pretty easy expansion point. If you look at the Africa spots over here, none of them have a spot in Africa, which is crazy. And oh, Sap actually going over here, and he's taking Lebanon now. We'll see what Jaeger does about this, if Jaeger spots this or not. Sap actually investing a couple of gold there to take that. And this is what I was saying. If Jaeger could have blocked this spot down here in Italy, it would have prevented Italy, Switzerland, Austria. That would have prevented so much expansion. And at the same time, Jaeger could have expanded up in the middle while just holding this base. So this could be a pain in Jaeger's side. I kind of like when players go Mid-East or Africa here. We'll see how much Sap defends this. Jaeger is expanding up here in Serbia. He already took Montenegro. Let's see. The income is 24 to 21. And yeah, all of this could have been prevented by one simple base block. Okay, so we actually have a drop from Sardinia. Jaeger drops in Sardinia. He lands. He snipes the bottom base of Italy, and now he can threaten all of this expansion that Sap is doing. Sap efficiently expanding up here, though. He's taking Czech. He's going to get Germany very quickly. And now Lebanon is getting threatened by Israel. Jaeger coming up here. He's also getting Syria now. He's going to be able to take Israel or Lebanon. He's also going for Romania. And now we have a huge battle down here. Sap, he waited until the turn was almost over when Jaeger was at his weakest and had most likely spent most of his gold. And then he full pumped him down here in Macedonia. This is a beautiful play from Sap. Sap has a 1 income lead, but he's slowly gaining position on the map here. He's going to have to break through this very soon, I think, because Jaeger's going to have the Mid-East. Jaeger also going to have Sicily, so Jaeger's going to have some options to threaten this land from Sap, and Sap actually invests into a 5 gold ship to get this right base over here. At the same time, he's using some leftover units and spawns. He's going to expand into Slovakia over here. And Jaeger is going to wrap up his Mid-East expansion. He's going for Jordan now. And he just conquered Sicily, and look at that, he's loading up the transport. So we're going to keep an eye on that transport. Sap moving into Romania. Sap actually taking this base in Turkey. He's taking the Turkey port base. If Jaeger is smart, he can target the 5G ship with his tower. This ship would get melted here. But this is a really hard spot to defend. Sap has this base here. Sap has kind of a surround going on. He's underneath him. This is going to have to pay off, and I really like this from Sap, guys. The turn's about to end here. We have 38 to 38, but Sap had 2 units on this. It buys him a little bit extra time to see it, and it didn't matter. Oh, he had a couple seconds to react. That base getting sniped is actually huge. So now, Jaeger just has to hold position here, and he just has to push from this bottom base. He could be threatened, though, from the top. Sap has expanded nicely in Central Europe, and he's slowly coming down now. Now he has Croatia, and now Jaeger actually kind of feeling the smush here. We almost have 2 smushes. We have a smush here for Sap, but then Sap also having a smush on Jaeger over here. And now Jaeger moving over to Moldova. We still have a little bit of Mid-East action going on with Jaeger trying to expand. And this is Sap's signature gameplay. He slowly trickles out the mortars. He's going to build a very strong mortar line back here, guys. He's trickling these mortars out. And over time, this is going to add up. He's going to have quite a few, and it's going to be a great push from him. But, oh, we kind of missed this here. The fact that Jaeger got this base is huge. Don't lose it, Jaeger. Jaeger, no, it gets sniped. Jaeger! Oh, the fact that he had that base was kind of a big deal, because he could have actually surrounded this. This army up here was already winning. This could have been a really good defensive front, and he could have easily then trapped that army. Oh my goodness, the fact that he lost that is tragic for him. He's now moving up into Italy. Sap, look at this is what I was saying, guys. The mortar line is here. This is, I've been told by the top players, this is the critical mass of mortars that is needed to make a huge difference in a fight. Especially if you can get a roar going and get them that 25% bonus damage, which Sap does not have at the moment. But look at them. They are just absolutely shredding from the back row here. And yeah, there's the FF. So Sap was also able to conquer that port down there. Jaeger, I feel like he was within grasp of taking that game. A couple of plays here, the war could have swung his way a little bit differently. Woo! Boy, okay. Jaeger is drooling over some spots right now, guys. He could go Slovakia. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this. Yeah, and I mean, he easy also has an easy Moscow. Like, this is absolutely amazing. He even has Wales, guys. Sap, again, it was kind of hard to see the brown color on the map here, but we have Latvia for Sap, we have Georgia for Sap, we have a block in Mont, so we'll see if he uses that. And okay, we also have Svalbard up here, so I'm wondering if he only gets 10 this turn. I don't know where else he'd actually be able to go. But look at all the blue on the map already, guys. Like, absolutely nut spots for Jaeger. Beautiful spots for him. I do like this from Sap, though. He has these 2 bases, and he can do some easy Africa expansion next turn. Yeah, I just don't know where else he's gonna go, though. I'd be surprised. Yeah, Jaeger's gonna get a nice 14 here. I would have been surprised with these spots if he wasn't able to get a 14. And yeah, look at that. Sap has to take that extra gold that was left over for the turn, and he had to start Africa. This is kind of huge now. This is a huge turn. Jaeger can absolutely run away with this game here. All he has to do is full expand mid, I think. So it's going to be a race. I think the only way Sap wins this is if he gets position, guys. He's going to have to get position. He's going to need Africa. He's going to need Mid-East. I really like this from Jaeger. Jaeger conquering Serbia first, and then he can surround this base. Oh, no. I think he fat-thumbed a roar, guys. Oh, Jaeger might be sweating a little bit because he is playing probably the best risk player here. And so I think that's a nervous click there, a misclick for sure. I like this play from Sap. Sap taking Egypt base and going into Israel, so he knows that he's going to need position in this game. He's going west, he's going east, and he knows the middle is completely given up. He uses Aurora on 3 units. All right, but he gets Mont. And that's the last space that Sap can really threaten the middle with, right? So Sap is down 7 income here, and Jaeger's expansion path is clear. Consume the middle as fast as possible. Ooh, I like this a lot from Jaeger. If he can get Portugal, he can actually threaten Spain here. He can make life very difficult for Sap. Sap realizes that this base is being taken, and look at this. Sap instantly spending a bunch to try to take this. He knows that he cannot let Jaeger threaten him in the west here. That's a really great play from Jaeger, actually. He's also going Bulgaria. He could probably get Macedonia as well. He just needs some extra defensive positions because the push is going to come. Whether it happens in a turn or 5 turns, it's going to come right here, and this is going to be the key part of the game, I think. But right now, I think the key part of the game is the fact that Jaeger has Portugal. Oh, Jaeger also tried to do some mid-east maneuvers here. Look at the KD right now. Sap is just an animal with how efficient he is. Jaeger, I think he knows. Like, he just has to hold out. Yeah, see, look, he just has to block expansion points for Sap. These don't have to be the best fights. They just have to be enough to slow Sap down while he has spawn advantage and can easily just move through the middle. Like, Jaeger can easily expand, right? Sap, his only way into this game is if he takes the east and the west. And Jaeger's doing a great job just being a nuisance. Now, this is a bad fight. You don't want to do this. You want to be on the defensive here if you're Jaeger. Again, you're just trying to slow his expansion down. You're trying to slow Sap's expansion down. This looks like it failed completely. So Jaeger or Sap is going to have the whole Mideast to himself here. And this fight's not going that great for Jaeger either. Jaeger has a roar again here. This is probably an intentional roar. But yeah, this fight is looking really bad. I mean, KD wise, look at the -20. That is not how you win against a top player in Risk. Even if you can out expand him, like just think of the extra gold that Sap gets from the feed that he's having right now. And now he's only down by 9. The expansion in the middle has been extremely slow. Jaeger has been focused way too much on the blocking here. Jaeger going all in, guys. He is going all in on this base. He's going for a complete surround. But look, Sap is bringing in reinforcements from Africa. He's spawning up here. He's spawning up here. He's spawning up here. He's making sure this base does not get completely encircled. And this is a disaster piece for Jaeger. Jaeger, no, 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 no. That's a disaster. It's falling apart. He full spent 40 gold here, and he got absolutely obliterated. Sap has a huge standing army, and Sap is easily going to be able to conquer Spain and Portugal now. Jaeger got absolutely shredded there, and now Jaeger is slowly expanding up into Poland. He's going into Czech. But, oh my gosh, guys, the KD. The KD is atrocious for Jaeger here. I think he had the right idea. He really just wanted to poke and prod and stop the expansion, but he should never have been on the offensive here. He should have just focused on expanding in the middle while just defending on his own. And I think that's a huge misplay on his end. Now Sap is he's gonna have the best positions on the map. He's gonna have Mideast. He's gonna have the West. He's gonna have a huge leftover army. This army is completely trapped for Jaeger. And if I'm Jaeger, I don't even spend more here. I think it's a lost cause, but he disagrees. He spent on a healer here. He's going to spend some more up there, I think. But yeah, I mean, now he realizes, like, look at that base completely surrounded. If I'm Jaeger, I actually try to transport these guys out. Just get them out of here. All you're going to do is you're going to feed Sap and his huge army of poop, his poop-colored army. Sap is going over here. He's going to take Turkey now. He already has Libya, and like I said, this whole area is going to be threatened very shortly. This fight's actually kind of huge now, only because Jaeger is actually defending it. He decides not to retreat. With having these 2 bases, he was able to get a nice little defensive position. 2 towers hitting Sap over here. Sap now focusing his attention, though, and he can actually surround this base. Jaeger needs to get all of his troops into the fray as quickly as possible. Jaeger going down, taking Greece. Jaeger getting Ukraine, so he is going to have a big income boost this turn. Sap shouldn't be too far behind, though. Yeah. Okay, so this is actually for the next turn. Baboon saw the banana. Oh, no. We have some trash talking from Sap. This is horrible. You never want to be in this position. 1v1, and your opponent is trash talking you. Ooh. Sap actually holding top base Crimea is actually really nice for him. He can kind of threaten that 6 income that you get for Ukraine. And look at that. Completely obliterated that army. The few remaining troops here are now going to just go die in Morocco, I believe. He said you committed so look at this, guys. They're talking back and forth, and I think that was the play. Like, committing into Spain, obviously it won the game for Sap, and I think Jaeger overcommitted. All Jaeger needed to do was play defensively, but Jaeger went on the offensive here. You look at that KD, guys, plus 100, well, plus 99 for Sap, and that was just great KD. They're having a little banter back and forth. I've never seen that before. All right, all right. So Sap is now a 2-0 lead on Jaeger. Very great for Sap. He says thanks. Let's look innovative. Look at that. These guys just having fun with each other. All right, so we're gonna check Sap spots first. So Sap could go Bulgaria. He could go Crimea. He has Belgium. You really love seeing Belgium because you can always go Netherlands after that. He also has Novaya. He also has West Greenland. So not a lacking of spots here. He has plenty of options. He could also do Sardinia. And you really like seeing this bottom base because the next turn you could easily do Algeria. In Jaeger's position, so Jaeger actually going for Belarus. This is crazy though, and I really like it. Let's see if he... Okay, so he wins that, and then this can be swapped up here. Beautiful job on his part. He could get Estonia. He could also do Latvia, which is a little bit harder. He could do Scotland. He could also do Malta, which he is doing Malta. And let's start talking about expansion paths. Oh, Jaeger has a frowny face. I don't know why he has a frowny face here. Maybe he's not liking his spots. They each have a mulligan, and neither of them have used the mulligan so far. Sap for his next turn, I think Sap wraps up his one countries. Like he can easily get Sardinia, he can get Malta, he can get Bulgaria, and at the same time he can do some Algeria. We have a 12 again for Jaeger. So Jaeger's been killing it here, consistently getting as much income as possible during his turn ones. He can now get Scotland. I really like that from him. And like I said, look, Sap is going here, Sap is going here, and I think Sap is also going to go here. I would really like to see him go that. And then you could also use the Netherlands as well. He could also try to expand there. Um, okay, so he actually spent up here to do a block against Sap. So Jaeger did spend up there. And Sap does have a block here in Wales. Maybe that was the frowny face. Jaeger going into Syria. Honestly, I don't think this is a bad play. I don't really see the best options for him to go. I'm really surprised Sap actually didn't go down here. Instead, okay, Sap went for Germany. So he took this extra spawn here. I like the Germany a lot better, a lot more income that he can get. He can also use the spawns in his leftover units next turn to get some easy expansion paths. Very great site for Sap there. And the income difference, I feel like it's going to be in Sap's favor. Oh, no, it's actually 20-20, guys. 10-2, 10-2. We're all tied up. Beautiful game three shaping up right now. And so Sap is going to take his troops. He's going to go Denmark. He's going to go Netherlands. Jaeger, I feel so bad, though. He doesn't really have the greatest expansion path here. Look at this. Like, Sap could still expand down here and get Bulgaria. He has a base down here for Greece as well. But Sap, actually, one thing to note, the only port that he has right now is Crimea. I guess he does have Sardinia, but to threaten anything down here. But I don't think that's going to matter right now, just because Jaeger's just struggling for expansion. Jaeger's actually going to pump, and Sap sees it. Sap has a lot of leftover units from the Netherlands and from Denmark, and I think if Sap gets those units here in time, the roar pops off. But look at that. That's four rifles that he's missing out on, right? And this is enough. This is enough to hold. He also has some reinforcements coming. Yeah, Jaeger is actually going to be in trouble here next turn, guys. Sap had a huge expansion turn. I think he was able to get Netherlands. He was able to get Denmark. I think that, yeah, 28-24. So Jaeger only got like Austria and Czech this turn. This is a lot of units, though, from Sap that are kind of just sitting here now, right? So maybe Jaeger can play a defensive game, kind of expand efficiently. Like you can see him right now. He's going to try to go for the Baltics now. He's using those spawns in Belarus. I think if he can play a defensive game, and why I say that, we have Sap actually going down here in Africa, which is a great play. There's a lot of units from Jaeger that he could use here. He could try to get Palestine, Lebanon, Israel. He can try to use these units to expand on the map. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know what else Jaeger can do. The poor thing for Jaeger, too, is if he wants to expand, he actually has to dive into tower fire, into really bad spots. He doesn't have anything in the middle. I kind of wish that Jaeger would have used a mulligan on this, but I guess it's kind of hard to tell. He did get a 12 income turn. It was just, what was he supposed to do from turn 2 onwards? They got to make quick decisions here because those mulligans have to be called within 20 seconds. Okay, so Jaeger does get National Park. And Sap slowly started working on Disco, but Sap did get Italy, and he also got Switzerland, and that's really key here because he's going to be able to push this Austria base. Once you have these positions, pushing this Austria base becomes a lot easier, but at the same time, we have 2 5 gold ships from Jaeger. Jaeger has a 4 income lead, guys. Really big play in the Mideast, by the way. So Sap was able to come in here, stop the Mideast expansion, and hold off on Israel. And now Sap is also going for position over here in Greece. This is a lot committed. And I like that Sap isn't defending this at all. When you have 10 gold invested here, that gives Sap a lot more land army, right? So he can have a bigger land army. Sap, by the way, also did conquer this, and he's going to threaten the Greenland up there. But the real important part to watch here, I think, is this Austria and Czech push. Jaeger going for the counterattack, getting hit by 2 towers here. I think yeah, these guys are all dead, right? These guys are dead now. Jaeger also, like I said, pushing the top down, and he's just going to take a lot of casualties coming in that way. Um, Okay, he hasn't lost any of his 5G ships, and this is the spot where Sap chooses to defend. Curious about that. I think if you let him take this, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, Sap obviously knows what he's doing here. Sap has Czech. He has Austria now. He can easily threaten Poland. At the same time, he's slowly expanding up here. He has a nice block down here, and he's going to hold his ground here. It looks like this is the city that he does not want to give up. So he views that as a key important defensive position. And he did. We saw him slowly invest into Greece, which again is just going to put more of a threat here. I like that he's sending some of his troops that aren't fighting up here down to help with the Italy front. And I'm unsure. Jaeger looks like he didn't know what to do with his ships. He was moving them to the right. Now he's going to take Sardinia, but the ships really need to be in this fight right here. The ships would make a huge difference in this fight. Cutting 2 income off of Sap doesn't make that big of a deal. You can see the income is 4140, and we're about to see where both of these players stand here. The KD looking a lot better for Sap, and Sap has a slight income lead of 45 to 40. I would also say he has better position just because he has an easy spot in Africa still to expand. He also won the Mid-East fight, so there's no blue on the right corner of the map. Now, Italy is being lost here, and I don't like this attack down here. I don't think Sap has realized to pull back because he is too busy pumping Slovakia, pumping Poland. This army is absolutely massive. One thing that I've realized with Sap, guys, he's not a big roar guy. He doesn't actually really make roars. He makes healers and rifles and mortars later on, but I don't really see him utilizing the roar, so I kind of want to get some feedback on that. Maybe he doesn't think a roar is worth it until like way later in the game here. All right, so Sap is going to hold on to this, and Sap actually kind of getting pushed back significantly. The fact that Jaeger has this top base of Poland, he can kind of get that little half circle around this base. And this is really good for Jaeger. Jaeger's doing his best, but dun, dun, dun. Yeah, this is the bad stuff, guys. This is where it all falls apart for Jaeger. The fact that Sap can come up here, all he has to do now is just hold this. He doesn't have to spend up here either. He can even run back like he's doing now. This is where the true fight is going to matter for Sap. I really do like this play from Jaeger, though, to try to claw his way back into the game. He's working on trying to get any position possible, and he takes these 2 left bases simply for the fact that he can push up into here, into Netherlands and Belgium's. But this turn, I think Sap is going to run away with the income lead. He's getting Tunisia, which is a great defensive position. He's gotten a couple of the countries over here, and he is also going to get Turkey, although he is losing Belgium, Netherlands, and so this army in Germany is completely trapped. It's going to be kind of a race, right? We're going to have to see, can Jaeger kill this fast enough to be able to defend down here? Jaeger, I mean, even if Jaeger conquers this position, though, he still has to deal with this threat, and this threat is so hard to defend against, let alone push into. It's almost impossible to push down into here against a top player. I like that Jaeger's just kind of poking and prodding up here in Greenland. It's actually really funny. Sap hasn't done anything up here with those units yet. We have some spawn fighting over here. Oh my lord, guys. All right. This is the all-in play. Jaeger needs to hold these spots. He invested 45 of his 55 gold, guys. And actually, he had leftover gold from last turn, so he actually still has 30 gold. This is actually beautiful. We know that Sap doesn't like making ships, right? That's what I've been told, at least. We're going to listen to the people that tell me these things. So Sap doesn't really like making ships and investing to ships. And we're going to see if Sap can just handle this with an all-land push. Oh, the fact that he got the right Hungary base is absolutely devastating. That means that Jaeger's going to have to completely pull back. Jaeger going for the UK here. Sap also reconquering up here. But this is the juicy action on the map. Malta's getting sniped right now by Sap. And it's a race, guys. So all of this income is threatened for Jaeger, but all of this income is threatened for Sap. Sap is just going to hold off on these key land portions. And it looks like Jaeger's going to start cutting trees. The bad part for Jaeger is he's really only threatening. He threatened this, and this, right? His ship, other than that, can't really do too much. I guess he could cut Turkey, but he already... Oh, no, he still has this port. He's just not pushing up with it. Okay. Oh, gosh, guys, the fighting everywhere is just... Yeah, this is tough. These guys are all over the map fighting right now. Yeah, look at this SS being completely useless only for defensive positions here. And Sap is just charging in with endless supply of units. He's also over here now. He's going to expand into Spain. I can't wait to see what the income is for this next turn. We're sitting at 66.52. That income differential is quite huge at the moment, and the KD is looking slightly in favor of Sap here. And Sap finally breaks through the Czech line. And look at this. These guys are getting completely encircled now. The Oh no. Okay, we have to make sure that this SS does not fall. He says cuck. He calls the FF boys. That is it. He played valiantly, but Sap wins 3-0 against his challenger Jaeger. Congrats to Sap holding that position in the top 8. Jaeger is going to have to find a new opponent to go after. I think Jaeger definitely was in these games. He had some chances here, but overall, Sap just proving that he was the better player today. Hope you all like this Battle of the Titans League. We got more Challenger games coming up for the next 2 weeks. We got the top 8 players stressing and under sweat, while all these other people are wanting to take their spots for that top 8 position so that they can skip the group stage. If you want to be notified when these videos come out, like the video, subscribe down below. We'll keep posting, and we will see you guys on that next one.